Hello.
Maybe stuff will work now.
Okay, hello.
Hello. So Holly, you've never played Stanley Parable?
No, I've not played this. All I know is that you like this game and your brother likes this game.
Yeah.
But I just want to say happy 2022 to everybody. I'm going to need to keep remembering what the year is.
Yeah. It's
I go back to
2022.
college on Thursday, damn it. I have to remind myself what is going on. But yeah, I've not played this. We're probably only going to do this one stream of this, because apparently you can beat it in a couple of hours.
You can beat it in like 10 seconds.
Okay, well let's see how long I can beat this. How long it takes me to beat it.
So you'll want to like use your mouse to look around
Yeah.
and use the arrows to move.
Okay, so is this like a little sort of explore the room type game?
Yeah. Yeah.
How many endings are there?
It's like 20
Okay.
or something. It's quite a lot. Yeah. I played this, it's probably a fair few years ago for me now.
Yum 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 bean. You're a cute bean, man.
I am a cute bean, right?
Yeah.
Good Holly. Also, for ages, I thought the guy who was doing the narration for this was Stephen Fry. It's not.
So yeah, the loading bar is right behind where our faces are, so that's where you can't see, but the game is loading.
They should not be able to see Holly. It's
Yeah.
not their right to be able to see how much of the game is loaded.
I don't think it matters if you can't see the loading bar.
I think this is actually the first time the game's loaded on this PC.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, you said you don't really know anything about this. Holly,
Pardon?
you said you actually don't know anything about the game.
No, I don't know anything about the game.
Okay. That's all I was asking. Because, yeah, it's interesting. Because it means you're just going to be going in completely blind.
Yep.
Cool. That'll be interesting to see what you think of it. There's a little intro, which we'll probably play.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk
Oh, dream job.
427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard.
Like, legitimately dream job.
Went through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Game over.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this
Everyone else got furloughed.
complete isolation.
It is working from home.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, hello. Do I have to leave the office?
Oh, what did the narrator say?
Yeah, but I'm like, I want to investigate other things. How do I click on things?
So you can click on things, and sometimes you can interact with them. Sometimes you can't.
I don't have this, like, separate cursor.
No, you don't.
Is there anything in the room I can click on?
Yeah.
Can I zoom in on things?
No.
How am I clicking on things? Because I don't have an independent cursor.
You just click on what's in the middle of the screen.
Oh, okay.
The game performance I can see is a little bit fucky, but it's alright.
Can't open the door.
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is not the meeting room? Where's the meeting room? Is it in there? No. Oh,
Holly is already. It's
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Where could the meeting room? That 427 is the room I was in.
yeah.
That's someone else's office. That's also an office.
Is the mouse too sensitive for you? Do you want me to like decrease it?
No.
It's just you're like turning way too fast.
Okay. Does the door say
Meeting room.
meeting room?
No.
Okay.
You're just gonna have to find it.
Hey!
Fuck's sake. Oh, what's that? Can I just?
Sorry, I was looking like I want to get in there. I guess I have to go round a different way.
Can I just like look at this for a sec? I want to see if I can fuck with things a bit. There's like no settings on this. This is- Whoa, whoa, whoa! Just once again, are you really sure you don't want me to like, change the mouse sensitivity?
Which way was I looking?
Okay, I'm changing the mouse
Yeah,
sensitivity.
change the mouse sensitivity.
I'm doing
I'm
it.
going towards the 420 door because 420.
See, I turned it to an amount that I thought that would be suitable for myself. And I thought, why the fuck would I ever do that? Right. Sound like it's the mouse sensitivity too low now.
I hate Mondays. Is that a Garfield reference?
Yes, it is.
I'm sure the concept of hating Mondays existed before Garfield, but I can only associate it with Garfield.
The quote is like,
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it
okay,
perfectly
okay,
well.
maybe we need to increase the mouse
Yeah.
sensitivity. Fuck me. God damn it. Alright, let's go to like there.
Yeah.
Take it easy on the mouse.
Just to admire.
Hello, Glacy.
Hello, Glaciers. Meet again, yes.
Good to see you.
This thing, I'm trying to open doors and it's not letting me open doors.
So you've gone right. Well, yeah, a lot of doors just don't open.
Yeah.
A lot of shit is just not interactable. You're gonna have to accept that. First shift. Well, so far Holly's gone right instead of left. As everyone on the internet has told her is wrong.
Truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed
I want a Coke.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I want a Coke. I can't get anything out of the vending machine.
Yeah. Holly.
Why is there a vending machine?
Why are you a vending machine?
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating. Even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really
Yes.
worth it.
Maybe the narrator's like taking the piss out of you a bit.
Yeah, I want to go right because I want to see what the fuck is here.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I want to photocopy my butt. classic prank of photocopy my mum.
Through the through section, walk straight ahead to the opposite door, and go back on track.
No. I will go down.
Okay, well he's going down. Interesting.
Yeah, it's just like I'm going to do the opposite of what the director tells me to.
Down to the bottom of Stanley.
He wanted to wander about and get the off track. So now in order to get back, he needs to go from here it's left.
Ugh,
What?
I don't like that. The door opened by itself.
Yeah, you need to go left, Ollie. You hear?
I don't like that the door opened by itself. I'm scared.
Does Stanley Parable creepy go out of it?
Oh no, it's to the right, I understand.
Who is this fucking narrator? Is he torturing me?
No, not the right.
Oh,
What?
twist.
Said it was to the
Both
right.
have no limbs.
What am I thinking? It's clearly. Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Let's see. We went right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This
Okay, Holly, no
story
more
is
limbs.
absolutely, definitely this way.
I guess that may not hinder some characters, but okay.
Well, there are a lot.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like if anybody has like mental abilities that don't require limbs. Oof. Ugh.
No. This isn't right at all. We're not supposed to be here yet. This is all spoiler. Stanley, close your eyes.
No.
Okay.
I'm in the Matrix.
Back to, Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish.
Game audio is coming through the microphone.
Rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense.
What does that mean, Jimmy?
What?
Game audio is coming through the microphone.
Suppose we don't.
Oh.
Okay. From the top.
That should be better.
No, because I know that Jim was having some problem earlier.
Yeah, weirdly, of all the things that could be fucky, it was Windows Media Player. So that was unending.
Oh wow. So
He just went. The narrator just went fuck it and restarted the game.
Ah, okay. That's what happens if I go right instead of left.
No, that was what happened if you go right and then you go.
Right and down.
Yeah,
Hello. That computer screen was on for a moment.
that's better. Okay,
Clicked
Yeah.
it and it turned off. Where'd it go?
you turned it off.
Oh. That's the thing, is like I'm trying to look at these computer screens. You can't turn them back on, which is a shame. I'm trying to find what is interactable.
Yeah, there's not actually a ton of things. Maybe at some point I'll try and show you the really like weird. There's a really like strange ending you can get that's really early in the game.
It's really only what?
Really early in the game.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I definitely restarted the game over completely.
What if I go right again?
No. Look, you're still in the same playthrough.
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
I'm in the Matrix.
Sure, but it's here somewhere. Okay then, it's adventure. Come, Stanley, let's find the story.
Ooh! I want to go there, but I can't move
think
the
that's-
chairs.
Maybe you can get through there by going through a different door? Yeah, you go here and go left.
Okay, they both lead this way, okay.
Yeah. Where's this? Yeah. really even remember.
You know how much I like to fuck around in video games?
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. No, I can promise you, there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Oh, I'm gonna go every lap.
It's unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again.
Maybe go left.
But it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh, I was gonna say I was gonna go endlessly left until like something different happened.
Well, yeah.
I'll go so far left, I will create a new political spectrum.
Looks like we're restarting again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
But, you know, you just turn around. No, just move the mouse slower, please.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Wait, I am absolutely going to look at everything on the walls. Oh, hello. New location.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really...
Speedrun!
Was this the most bizarre, like, walking simulator?
Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart.
Okay guys, stream over. I win. Speed ran the game and completed it.
Easy! Probably looking very happy. Look.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
See, I am kind of annoyed that I can't pick up and interact with most of the environment.
Well, look, I'm annoyed that you can't. That there's invisible walls and near automatas. You're just gonna have to accept it, okay?
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
I thought there'd be lots of, like, funny little hints and things if I picked up, like, stuff on the floor.
Even if there's no story there. Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
I think, like,
I'm going the. I don't think anything happens if I go the other way.
I don't know if it makes a difference.
Inside of your subjective
I think it's just in a
experience of this
philosophical
office. Is this
conundrum.
office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct?
Upstairs.
Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh, that's something rubbed out on the whiteboard. There goes.
Seems like we're going somewhere. But no, you go back and just more slowly. How slowly? Tiny whispers. Oh, is this Canadian song?
I don't think so.
Maybe
Cut
it
the
is.
music. Go back and look at that fern.
Wait, oi. Fern.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I feel like this is a walking simulator that is taking the piss out of walking simulators. If that makes sense. You literally just walk through offices, but like taking the piss out of how there's like nothing to do. You just have to walk and find the story. Pay attention to this random item will be important later.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, okay, forget that. I saw the line cross over and I wasn't sure which was best to go. I'm trying to read stuff on the walls, like mugs and stuff.
Yeah.
I was hoping that there'd be like funny little things on some of the computer screens and stuff.
I think there sometimes is.
Yeah.
Where are we? Oh, back here.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Fired. The end is never the end.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
This is the office worker version of I Think Before I Am. Not I Think Before I Am, sorry. I have my mouth by my screen.
Ooh, that all sounds perfectly doable.
Like I'm just, some AI has permanently trapped me in like a looping office building to just torture me forever.
There's a door open? The narrator was suggesting we go in.
Which door?
That one on the right. Lined
There.
up.
I heard a noise that sounded like someone screaming. I couldn't tell if that was the game or if that was outside.
This is
Pretty sure
exciting.
it's our name,
Just
yeah.
me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it
I'll
might be,
pick up the
Stanley.
mouse. You
I'm
can pick up the
ready
mouse
for
and
it.
then like...
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I want the story to be maybe the narrator is self-aware that he's supposed to be the narrator in a the idea that the narrator is sort of conscious and knows it wants to be the narrator in like a super serious walking simulator, but hates it. So it's now like I'm making a new story in a new completely different game, guys, and it's just stupid.
I'm so confused about the line. Okay.
I think it's intentionally confusing.
It's just there's also you just turning around and like really speedy.
What do we think the story is? I'd like it if the story gets deep. I think that would surprise me.
From here, the story is under control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere the place is trying to go must be a reverse door that leads here.
Maybe this game is like a meta-narrative about how something doesn't need to have a story or a meaning to be enjoyable and entertaining.
So starting on the right, let us ask.
Maybe it's a commentary on how walking simulators don't actually have story.
And since the answer is yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
What's that?
Oh, a door opened.
You opened up the right. Oh, it's the confusion.
The confusion.
You've been playing the confusing ending.
You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times?
Life has many doors, then, boy.
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped. Does that mean...
Is this piss take of visual novels?
Break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
Where it's like, oh, you keep playing to get all the different endings, but all the different endings are pointless and the same.
So... okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Yeah. How many,
I believe
20 different endings.
So that was actually an ending, is the confusion ending.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Things got confused! So basically...
all of that was one ending?
Yep.
Okay.
So don't go down again.
Okay.
Don't go down in that little elevator shaft thing again. Because that's a thing. That's an ending.
So I'll go left then. I don't know how many endings I will do for
You could go right again. There's different right things, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
There's also different endings before you even get to the room with the left and right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's like...
Try and eat this Turkish delight. Out. I think there's 2 endings before you even get to left and right.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
Turn off
trace
all
of
the
his
computers.
co-workers.
Oh, I can stand on the desk.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, wait. Can you press C?
C.
Yeah, C. 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 Or is it control? Or what? Yeah,
Oh,
control.
I can crouch.
Wait.
How did I get on top of that?
Just do it again, if you can.
What I'm trying to do. I'm not sure what I did to get on top of the desk. I just sort of... Oh,
Now.
I think I hold
now,
my mouth.
No, now control. Now see if you can crawl out the window.
From here.
Yeah. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. You're gonna have to control to get out. You missed it because you think you were... No, wait, maybe you can do it. Just no, you don't need to click, just walk into it.
I'm sorry, I thought I had to open the window.
Did you get out?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay.
So I think it would be way more fun if I just fell through the map.
Wait. Are you sick of this game? Yes or no? Okay. You have a
No.
choice.
I took no.
Did you? No, you didn't.
Oh, I thought I had to like.
There's a
walk
yes
in that
button and a
direction.
no button.
No is.
Click
Oh.
it. You have to click.
Oh, I have to click.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gap takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact,
I think if you choose the other one, it will just say the same thing.
This is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
How do I select?
What do you mean? You click on things. You've already clicked no, so it's,
Oh, okay,
it's, you
so
can't
you
it's
do
done.
this.
It's
Okay.
done. You can't do anything.
There we go. Game over, guys.
I think this is considered an ending. It's like a glitch ending or something. You like glitch through the window
Okay.
and but yeah, you might have to I think you might have to manually restart.
Okay. If you could do that for me.
Just press escape
Okay.
and then begin the game again.
Okay.
So now you could do that again. Press yes if you really wanted to.
See, that's like, I think it will just say the exact same thing if I do it again. It's like, oh, I'm building up the other option. Whatever.
I kind of like what they're saying with that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So there is a crouch.
I can't go back in the room I was in.
Not once you've left it.
Okay.
Sometimes doors will close behind you and you can't.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I like the idea of Stanley crawling around the office, just like,
Trying to sneak around.
what's going on?
The clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the narrator.
I can smell you, Ollie. Just referencing something. So yeah, let's think. So you haven't gone left, you haven't gone right, and then kept going rather than turning into that place. To be fair, you could go that way, past the the door with the downward way, right?
Yeah.
But you can also go right and then go left past the down. You know what I mean? There's lots of options.
Yeah. Let's think. I think I'll go left.
Okay.
Well,
So you're gonna go along with what the narrator said.
Yeah, I will see what happens if I go
A
left.
set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
So you did that. Good left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What do you think of this commentary, Holly?
I like this. God damn it, I have to make PowerPoints like this as part of my college course, so this is very funny. Corporate clip art. I love corporate clip art. Sorry, I want to watch the
Stanley
PowerPoint
just
for a
stood
bit.
there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Oh god.
Try to think you love about the boss, Phil. In triplicate of return to your boss appreciation specialist.
Wow.
It takes 2 people to start a fight, and right now you're both of them. Your dreams for the future. Transcend mitosis, a boat. Spring break. Comatose?
Pollution. Okay, that's the beginning of them again. Tips for not getting fired. Yeah. There's a lot of weird looking things.
Synergize core value expenditure, shift global market.
Alright.
I think that's paradigm. Monetize free to play. That's called gacha games.
Oh, is that what? Maybe that's what Stanley works for, right?
Monetize free to play. It's like, this is a gacha game.
And whenever he's pressing
I
the
work-
buttons, right? Whenever he's pressing the buttons,
I work
he's
in
giving.
Lightworks.
What happens, right, is he's getting told, "Oh, give X person a gold 5-star now."
Yeah, it's like this person has given us like a load of money. Give them the 5-star.
That's
No, we
what he
want
was
more money.
doing.
They don't get the 5-star.
That's what he was doing this whole time.
Ah, okay.
Ah, it all makes sense now.
I work at Delightworks. This is
Holly.
what happened after Delightworks got fired.
Holly, I think I should tell you there is an ending in this called the closet ending.
I'm gonna go find Tom Cruise and hide in the closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Turn around, Stanley.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
Right, while you're in the broom closet, I'm gonna go get me a drink. Do you want anything?
Did you get me a Pepsi too?
Okay.
I'm gonna hide in the broom closet and become a bucket.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Is there a mop to go with this bucket?
But there isn't any wet ass pussy.
Closet, standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because I have no job and I must bucket. I have become a bucket.
Okay, we're gonna stand in this closet.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet,
Look, I've just realised that I work for a company that make gacha mobile
it
games.
didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the
Becoming a
story
bucket.
whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
We didn't implement a good pity system. I'm becoming a bucket.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
If drop rate up is a lie, what's to say the rest of my life isn't a
Stanley was
lie?
philosophically and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Pretty based.
Yes.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
Oh,
He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming.
Is that what this game is about? This is kind of what I'm thinking. Is this feels like it's a game about narrative tropes in video games.
Is not lost on them. All right. When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
alright, so we just hang out in the closet. Keep hanging out. It's alright.
Is there gonna be like a route where you get like some sort of little companion thing and then your little companion thing dies?
Why would that?
I don't know, kind of like the almost like a story trope of like thing you're supposed to get attached to and it dies at the end of the story. I don't know why I feel like that's a trope. It just seems like it. Or just the story trope where like you are playing as a character and you throughout the story you're followed by help by and have to protect another character.
Okay,
But I don't think they'd actually do that in this.
so...
So is that just the end?
I believe that's the end of that. We could restart or we could leave the closet.
I can
It's
leave the closet. Yeah, I'll leave the closet then.
you can actually come back here.
Second play.
Go back
Good to
into
have
the
you on
closet.
board. I guarantee
Stanley realised he's gay.
the person who came before you.
Tom Cruise wasn't in there with him, disappointing.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So you're going up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go defeat the boss. My favourite video game trope where I fight the boss.
What's your problem with bosses?
I think it depends what the boss is and what the game is. Nia has boss fights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nia's. I like the Nia boss fight.
That's because Nia's piss easy.
I like Nia. I like that I got to do them two different ways. Like hacking is definitely my favourite.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief Who orchestrated this? What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known that. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing the buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, this is just going to take me right back down to this elevator, which takes me down to the little matrix administrator room.
This is different. I find Stanley Parable so
Interesting.
our loading power is loading.
Yeah.
Entirely is getting turtle.
Yes. I feel like maybe we need like a version of Versus and Pogden where they're cuddling.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself.
Now that we actually make money from this channel, we can start investing into more things like channel
Why
art.
did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We go. Did you see the other way?
No.
Well,
Well, then I'll do it again next time we go the other way.
maybe.
I go back to my job at the Gacha Company.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the breath to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each
Hang on.
was the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
You would be number
Lives of so
40.
many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Yeah.
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Almost feels like working in call centres. Except less miserable.
Yeah.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I can't press the big red button. Like, 2? 1? I feel like they represent the left and right door. Yeah, how do I, like, what am I supposed to press? I think I'm supposed to press the button. But it's, like, it feels like it's intentionally not allowing me to? Oh, here's what I press. This feels like the end of that second Amnesia game. Almost.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his... blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oh, it's like sort of more photo graphics. Or... It's not actual photographics, but this is a simulation, isn't it?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Sorry.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yes. I don't want to do too long of a stream here, but I don't know how many rounds I'll do. I mean, could I get all 20 endings, do you think, in the next hour?
Probably not.
Okay.
Maybe we get a bunch of them.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go to the loo very quickly. I'll be right back.
The end is never the end. Now I'm while you're here because she hasn't seen the ending. You just close the door and stay. Bet she hasn't fought to do that. Wait, crouch. Did I hold it? Oh, you have to hold it. Right, look. Keep Monday. And you start looking, you see Garfield everywhere. Isn't that the outside that we just went to? Maybe. Right. Just say, what if you just like tried to call your boss? Just like, hey, what's going on? Where are you guys? Am I stuck? Yeah. Oh look, you can see that someone's put the cup onto the paper and stained it. That's really bad, especially in an office. Don't want to do that. Oh, files. Hey, Ollie.
Hey.
I left you here in the room because I didn't know if you want to, whatever you want to do, so.
I'm gonna actually stay in the room.
Alright. Well, make sure you don't leave it then.
Yeah, control.
It's the only thing you have to make sure you don't do.
That's what I'm gonna do. Can I do anything with the computer? Don't think I can. Yeah, what happens if I just stay here?
If you literally just stay here and don't do anything, then nothing. There is something interactable.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find. Is it under the desk? See, I'm thinking, is it not the computer?
Think outside the box a little bit. Because clearly you're in one a bit.
I think, what did I do to get up on the...
Yeah, it only works for that one.
Oh, okay.
They did it.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if
Oh,
the
man,
crucial
this is my
outcome
life.
fell under his
Fuck, I hate making
He
decisions.
had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Go out of the rooms. Maybe it changed.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new base he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm gonna go into the other room again, but not go through it. But not go down.
Not go down.
Eager to get back
There's also that way you're back
Stanley
there,
took
the
the
other
first
door.
open door on his left.
Yeah. Oh, I can go through that. Oh no, I'll continue. Like I've not been here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
A2?
Really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh, there's no other character who's been mentioned in this game.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Destroy the creator. I will destroy the narrator.
That's fair, Stanley. You need to be the one to...
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
I'm gonna walk in and like Chad is gonna be in there. Railing by Stacy.
Gotcha!
Oh, it's my perfect mannequin waifu!
Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside.
No, I want to
Let me show you
bonk the
what's
mannequin.
going on here.
Everything is
This
black
a
and
sad
white.
Story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Pay respect.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I'm gonna recommend Fight Club, the novel, to people here.
But in his mind,
Absolutely no random reason.
Fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So,
The
he went
boys.
further.
Okay.
Imagine that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice.
It would take the
It
red,
barely even
the red door or the
behind
blue
his
door.
The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
I haven't got the game with the baby. Is that an actual ending or is that like...
Yeah, that's actually.
Okay.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he'd relive
More or
it
less a continuation of
and
the
again
demo.
and again, over and over.
The
wishing
demo?
with hope that it would never end.
Yeah, the demo had this.
Oh,
the
I
baby
haven't.
as well.
Oh, I haven't played the demo.
The demo.
I know you said there was a demo, but I'm like, I'd rather play the actual game first.
The demo is actually
Perhaps
like
if he played
different.
just
Yeah.
one more time.
It's similar but different.
Okay.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real.
Call centers are like this, except you just pick up a telephone, receive verbal abuse, and then try and convince the customer that the answer to their solution is buying something that they don't want to buy.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
You can't see when I'm pressing the spacebar. I'm pressing different buttons.
You got
to
the achievement, you can't jump.
I'm just seeing what happens if I press buttons that aren't the one I'm supposed to press.
Yeah, this is the ending of, yeah, you don't have a choice. This is the no choices ending.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at
I
himself?
didn't leave the room at all.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again.
How do I commit unlife?
So, there were actually like a bunch of other possibilities in the scenarios you just walked through.
Yeah.
But yeah.
See, I was thinking, like, when I get to that...
You should probably look at your scenario and think to yourself, is there like a different thing I could do here?
Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed the memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So I want to go through here again into that big open room, but try and see if I can do something different. Because I saw there was a walkway that I didn't go down. It's like, what happens if I go through that walkway?
Do you mean the one that the
Stanley was so bad.
the lift like goes over?
Like, yeah, that one there.
Right, you intend to like drop onto. Because you have to walk onto like this thing. I think it's called.
Yeah, or is there another way? Because that...
And then you could like drop onto it when you're above it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Probably go face the
In
other
fact, what if happens if I go...
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
I
Stanley
die.
leaped from the platform and plunged to his
That is
death.
how I end game myself.
Stanley, everyone thinks you are very powerful.
See, now I'm going to do what I was trying to do, which was drop off onto the way.
There's even another ending when you're in the room with the telephone.
Wait, Stanley thought to
Okay,
himself
if I don't touch the phone.
that the orders
It's usually an action rather than inaction.
Okay.
stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Is there something else I can turn around and click on? Can I turn around and walk out of the room?
When
You can't leave
Stanley
the room,
came to a
but
set of 2
there's something else.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Is there a bit of a do we really have free will thing going on in this game too?
Incredible room.
Maybe.
Stanley's for
I
the
mean,
first time
do you think there is?
eager to get back to business.
Almost it's kind of like the debate of free will versus predetermination.
Yeah.
But like, but how would you know that we don't have free will? You know, if everything's predetermined, you think you're doing it out of your own free will, but actually it isn't.
Yeah.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Obviously, you can try and.
You really are not.
I would recommend you face sort of left or right, so you can like you'll see it align, you know, and then you can drop onto it.
Nothing but you all this time. There's someone
Make
you've
sure you
been
time it
neglecting,
right.
Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
2 doors.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Alright,
Let
right.
me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I hope there is something like akin to like the dog ending of Silent Hill or the dancing werewolf ending of Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does it require a cute?
No, just like an ending where something completely stupid and unrelated happens.
Oh yeah.
Like as a piss take of those sorts of joke endings. You get what I mean?
That'd be weird.
Like I meet the narrator and he's actually like a dog or something stupid.
There's definitely some weird endings.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
There really is a red door versus blue door. I was making a joke.
So, you said to go through the red
Like-
door.
Oh god, I have to make the Matrix
I
choice.
don't even really remember what happens if you go in the red. I don't. Yeah, I don't really quite remember everything that happens here. Up to you.
I'm going back in the Matrix.
Aha, perhaps misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Taking the blue pill.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
Taking the blue pill.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let
I feel
me
like this
see.
time if I take the red door, I go back into the Matrix. This way,
You see,
escape.
there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I'd written out specifically for you? Do you not put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you
Dancing
want?
werewolf ending.
Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You gave me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
The ability to pick up
There
and
we
throw
go.
around objects.
Third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I'm in IKEA.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly, something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I get you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Leaderboard. Okay.
Oh, because it's you.
Yeah.
Now, Would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands. I think the art world will really notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Now, do you know that you can actually play this for 4 hours and there's a separate for that?
You heartless.
No, I don't have time.
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Both.
Because if it's the latter,
Both is
I don't know
good.
what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
I'm sorry, I was just imagining that, like, I open the next door and suddenly there's, like, a cute boy companion turns up, but also, like, I can just randomly hit things to get random outcomes, and it's like, oh, they made the perfect game!
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Did you see what he said that he was going to do?
So he says so many things that I'm
You were talking about fucking femboys. You should have been listening to what the narrator was saying.
Cute boy.
He said he's loading up a different person's game.
Okay.
Well, Stanley, is this any better?
I fucking love Minecraft!
Was desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say that.
How do I jump? I'm trying to play Minecraft.
From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
I will destroy your house in Minecraft.
This will go here, here. No, here. And then...
No, you need to punch the tree.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off... Yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art.
You don't have a bed and you don't have a crafting table in there. You're shit at Minecraft.
But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step aside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it great? And isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley.
Do I just play Minecraft from now on? I love it.
Off we go to play some Minecraft.
I'm gonna play Minecraft. I love Minecraft. Ooh, let's see. Oh, is this the mine?
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll go to mine.
Oh, I can't jump.
Yeah, you said that.
I can't punch the block.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No, you're not letting me craft. I want the mushroom. Why am I at fucking bedrock already?
Okay.
Not bedrock, is it not? It looks like
Far
bedrock.
more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one.
Oh, because there's iron. I want to play Minecraft.
Like how we just heard a zombie.
Yeah, I want to play Minecraft.
Okay, screw you, no Minecraft.
Loads up again, it's fucking Dark Souls.
Okay, new game. Yes, you're completely irrelevant to this. Well,
And it's just like, here's a game where you're completely relevant to Bloodborne. Oh, fuck.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it.
Portal?
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me.
Among Us!
Oh, it's inspired.
Oh,
I couldn't
God.
have done it myself. Oh. What is this game supposed to be? I can't
It
figure
looks
it
like
out.
a focus.
Ooh, I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Oh, I can pick things up. Oh god. Oh, that's amazing. I can chuck things around. Ah! Oh my
Oh
god.
wait, can you just like walk out the side?
I'm bringing my fucking clock.
So, radio.
Radio, whatever. I'm bringing my radio because I like being able to bring around stupid items.
It's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
I could probably beat a very simple portal. There's the question.
Oh, is this actually Portal?
Probably beat literally like level 1 in. Let's see.
Oh, it is Portal! I don't know how Portal works. Portal is a game that I've had people say I would enjoy.
Yes.
Oh, it's literally
No,
Portal.
actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these.
Beta? Yeah?
The game's not over.
Ooh. Back in. Same room. Okay.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading the man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Really?
I'm starting to feel like I want to make dinner.
Which you're hungry.
Like, I'm starting to feel like hungry. I'll go for like maybe 15 more minutes.
Well, I mean, if we went for half an hour more, that'd be about 2 hours.
Okay.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Cabal.
He might find an answer there.
What if he's been crossed out rather than, like, rubbed out?
Yeah. R.I.P. Franz. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Target. R&D of new coffee machine. Standardized graph. Times wide, not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Synergize. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of whatever. Future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Tomorrow. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right. Next day's agenda reflect employees. Names or Jim.
Stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do.
I know, I'm just reading what happens at the fucking company, you know?
Every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything.
TPS
This is why
report.
Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Is that a reference to The Office? Not The Office. Office Space.
Maybe?
Have you done those TPS reports? You go back and do.
I'd get the same ending though, wouldn't I?
No. Why do you assume such a thing?
Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room.
It's obviously the jack-off.
Your time.
Exactly. Good jack off the closet.
So yeah, he just gets annoyed with you and he'll just remain silent. Ollie, stop jacking off!
Because every time I want to check off of my jack off closet.
So you haven't been down, have you?
Yeah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Don't want to fight the boss, I'm going into the basement.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stan felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was...
No, for certain.
Did the
I'm
voice
sorry,
not
that's
say
a typo, I don't like it.
magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on
Is
his
it the
back.
part where you realise you're lucid dreaming and you can just start
The
doing
fresh
whatever
air
the
of
fuck in this
world
dream?
Inside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am ill. Please, just someone tell me I'm real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
This is why this game becomes a horror game.
And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how
It is
lucky
about
she
how
was to be
you are like the main focus of your own life,
I
and
am
how you
capable
intersect
of
the lives of other people.
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her
Maybe it talks
were
about,
her
like,
career,
different
by extension,
perspectives
the
and
rest of
analysis.
her life.
Yeah.
She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I'm going to suggest maybe we go do the alternative telephone.
Okay.
Just because I know exactly how to do that one.
Okay.
Just get into the room with the telephone.
Okay, I
Stanley
have to.
had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
So I go
When Stanley
Right.
came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. Giddy but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No. Keep going.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years
Now you
ago.
just get on the thing, let yourself get across to the side.
Enter the room with the
Stanley, I think
telephone.
perhaps we've gotten off on
Yeah,
the
can't we go back there and do red door?
I'm not your enemy, really.
I don't even
I
know.
realize that
How
investing
can you
your
start
trust in
like doing
someone
all
else can be difficult,
what you said?
but the fact
Adam.
is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
I think it's just
Please, stop
Just like
trying to
that.
make every decision by your own behalf. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
so
She's
just
been waiting.
stand here. Now
Stop,
don't
Stanley.
answer the
You need to be the one. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible.
Do not underestimate my ability to fuck up video games.
It's definitely here, clear as day.
I fucked up starting Vampire the Masquerade 3 times.
Apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? Did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe
I don't
this
like decision-making.
instructional video.
Well, it's helpful video.
I like random ones. I
It's
like
not
other
that
people
far
deciding
from being
things.
a real person, but if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
So, practice.
It's 4:30. It's time to be having a back... I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack.
Ah. Thank you for sharing that, Holly.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8?
I choose to wake up.
And finally,
I choose
if you
to
begin to wonder
play
if your
gacha
choices
game.
are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to
I
the
choose to
world,
play Animal
just
Crossing.
remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant. And
Today I
the
went to
feeling should
Asda
subside.
and made lots of
At
choices.
this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit the choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Ah,
Now,
really?
though your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
This one where I senselessly
Just
die
get
for no
you out
reason.
as soon as possible before the narrative
We're
contradiction.
just more referencing the one where you just jump off and die.
Yeah.
It seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality. Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Do I just like walk out of my office and I'm home?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of this? What did you think was so
Go
special about
everywhere.
the game undone?
Oh no, not good.
Here like
Grr.
garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way.
Yeah, I can climb up over these chairs, but
To willingly destroy all of my work?
I can't get to the...
What's the answer?
get onto this.
What do I do? What do I
Don't
do? What
think
do
so.
Okay.
If
No,
you
I
like,
have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
yeah, you shut it down now.
Oh. Oh, cool. I win. A winner is me. Am I in the house?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
I am 27.
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and be victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make it behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Why is it still giving me choices though? Like, if it wanted me to make specific choices, you'd have been railroading me from the start.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other... Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly...
I'm really torn between, do I just continue going right, or do I go left?
Just follow my
Do
lead
you
and
want
you'll
it?
be fine.
That's what I'm thinking is, I'm like, I feel like both are going to give me different outcomes. I don't know which one I think is going to be funnier.
On his left.
No. I'll go right again.
No, no! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in... Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
All right.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
All right.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back.
Will it do that literally every time until I choose the left one?
Behave
guess so.
exactly as Stanley.
That was what I was wondering if it would eventually get more and more annoyed at me if I keep going right,
Story first.
and that something different would happen, but okay.
Task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
I would like an ending where the narrator like shows up and chases you down the corridor. Like,
That would have been hilarious if it turns into a horror game where the narrator is trying to kill you, and the narrator looks weird. Or it seems like it's going to be a horror setup, and then you see the narrator and he's just a puppy dog in a lab coat.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic, big net, some sort of child trap. Death sport portion in the primary review said sure. No more bins. So something. The idea's been no more bins.
Alright, let's keep going.
Coming to a staircase,
Yes, downstairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But it's blocked.
Yeah, you actually can't go down.
Oh, okay, so I didn't notice that. Oh, yeah.
There's no look.
Oh, yeah, there's no stairs.
There's a railing.
Yes, I was
Just
thinking it's
prevents
like
you
a...
from- Yeah.
Is my boss the
Stepping inside his
dancing
manager's
puppy?
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions, and beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door, or would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had trained Trevor to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115.
Stanley can't speak.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
I was wondering if this is some weird code where it, like, it's a weird thing where it actually uses my microphone.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code.
There's no way that I can actually say that to
Otherwise we
it, is
can't
there?
get on with your story. This is a crucial step.
I have no mouth, and I must say Night Shark 115.
You know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right.
I kept doing that, dude.
What you wanted over there? Why did
You
you
just let me go to the right door because I wanted to.
Explain yourself, you coward! When Stanley stepped into a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm the narrator now.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you. I need a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
I become the narrator and wrote this.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine.
That was interesting. I was expecting that to not be interesting, but it was.
Step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
I like they've got free to play music as well.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Are you there?
The bensound.com is great.
Stanley, are you there? Are you there? Okay.
Made in source by Valve.
Yeah, I can wait.
Yep.
You need time
Oh,
to
okay.
decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
It's interesting.
It's all
That was
right.
funny.
I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Yeah, that was strange. It was a strange little game. Thank you for getting me to play. That was fun.
Yeah. Obviously, there's other endings as well.
Yeah.
That you haven't seen. But yeah. I think there's actually an ending that makes this office that you're in different. As
Yeah.
Well. Also, I think that picture is like the picture of the outside. When you
Yeah.
kind of a good ending. But yeah, that's kind of Stanley Parable. Obviously, there's more to it. There's other things.
Workers were gone. What could it mean?
Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna go one more time around.
Mr. Memo.
And I'm gonna go the left door, like I'm supposed to.
Just like choose something different to what you did before.
This is a game about one-way systems
To
and
a
fucking
set of 2
offices.
open doors, he entered the door.
I hate them so much.
But there isn't.
Yeah.
Yet there was not a
Anyways.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go.
Oh, the broom closet is boarded up.
Hoping he might
He
find
doesn't
out
want
something
me to
there.
do it again.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
Oh no, I'm gonna go
upstairs to
down.
his-
Like,
The downstairs has an offering wall to offers.
I can't even do red door.
No. It doesn't
Oh, it's a
do red door. Don't go in the. No,
Oh,
it's not.
okay.
Seriously, it sucks. It's just the dream thing again.
Oh, okay.
The
That's what
red, the
happened.
red doors are different.
Oh yeah, red door is like a right.
Yeah. I've done that before and just been like, that's a boring. Because I've already. If you get an ending you've already done, it's long. It's kind of.
Oh, okay.
What you do?
Oh, so if I go up to the boss's office, like the normal way, like the game wants you to,
There's other stuff.
is there anything different here?
You should look around.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once
Oh
again
yeah, do you remember the
stunned
code?
to
You
discover
just press it
not
now
an
before
indication of any
he
human
like
life.
does it.
No, I don't remember.
What could it mean?
Like,
Stanley wondered
2,
aloud.
8,
Nobody.
or
He
5.
began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk.
Right.
Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I forgot about that.
Does Jim want to have a look at who's on that we can raid?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
If you want to have a look at who's currently online.
Yeah, we can see. Oh yeah, so you could like, is there anything anywhere else? Oh, I think you might have to go down, but I think there is something else. Anyway, you had the new age music bit.
Yeah, when I get
I
up,
think you
I'm
may
gonna
have-
go.
If you get a different ending here, I think you may have exhausted the. Oh no, there is one other like go left door ending. I
Yeah.
think. I'm just trying to remember.
What's the different one I can get here then?
Well, if you look around carefully.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Not this. Just look around. It's fairly
The
obvious.
thing is, like, I don't want to
It's-
go in the mind control facility.
Yeah, you don't have to. Just go towards the door. It's more obvious than this. You have to go stumbling around in the dark.
Although this passageway had the word escape on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent
Got the
death.
Silent Hill ending.
Long corridor and death.
Yeah.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
And with that, I think.
That's not quite it.
Okay.
Actually, in some ways, I think that would be kind of funny. Just like, oh, I fell through the wall.
You died.
That's it.
But yeah. I'm gonna cook spaghetti in a moment. Oh fuck.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was a loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shadowed life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Huh?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Solitaire.
This is the credits.
That was just like a museum of all the game assets.
Kind of.
Maintenance room, early version maintenance room.
Go to read that. Earlier in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game, plus some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention.
Okay. But you made fun of people who like Minecraft, though.
Did it?
No. I don't know if that'd be too jokey and on the nose for this game, but I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure what would be too jokey for this game. Stanley's office.
There's like variations.
Yeah. So yeah, who is on that we can go raid after I'm done walking through all this?
There's a few people. We could get Wax Frog because they're actually playing Minecraft, just to prove we aren't taking the piss.
I don't mind. The choice is yours.
I think you're missing the point.
I'm done making choices right now. You make the choices. My choices always go right because it fucks with the narrator and it's funny. I like to piss around.
It is like an exit somewhere. Oh, it's the corridor layout.
Okay.
But I up the stairs back the way you came.
I think I've been to all the places.
Like, no, I think there's a way. Like, yeah, go up like the stairs.
I'm hungry. I'm gonna make food soon. In the war zone. Did I go?
Just go up the stairs with me. And then I think there's
That's the office.
I think there's like not in the office. In the office. But just over here. Hi.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can skip the program before they both fail. Push escape. Just quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now, and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time choose for you.
Well,
Yep. Yeah, that was an interesting little experiment. Interesting little game.
yeah. Well, actually, it looks like it's. Stan64 is streaming with Local Turnip, and it's his birthday.
Oh, okay. So let's go say happy birthday to Stan.
Yeah. I believe that in order to actually do anything, you would have to quit at this point.
Okay.
But let's not do that because we can just go ahead and read.
Yeah.
So that was Stanley Parable.
Yeah, that was our first stream of 2022. Here's to many more.
You know what else is good about Stan64?
What?
Name's short.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Holly, did you enjoy Stanley Parable?
That was fun. That was more fun than I expected it to be.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed.
Yes. See y'all soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.